I'm not sure you've been following this lately, but right now they're pushing the digital ID hardcore. It's all around what? Protecting the kids, which we all know is a bunch of nonsense because these politicians don't give a crap about your kids. If they did, the people behind all this shenanigans going on with the certain files would have been locked up by now, but they're not, right? They're roaming free. Nobody seems to really care. So it's not about the kids. So really, what's this about? So I'm going to do a Lenormand reading here. I already shuffled the cards. I pulled them. There's 2 5 lines. Top line is about what they need you to believe, and the bottom line is what it is they're actually doing. And so is this really about protecting the kids or is this something else? Well, what they want you to believe is that it is about protecting the children, right? The son all happy. They want to make sure that they are responsible and they can protect their minds like they really give a shit about their minds. Have you seen TV lately? Have you seen the crap that they're playing? They don't care about the kids because if they did, they would go after Hollywood and shut that down immediately, but they don't, right? So they want you to believe it's about protecting the kids. Why? Because children are immature. Child card comes in first position. They're immature and they talk amongst themselves and therefore they share content and that way it can't be controlled. Even though it's a parent's responsibility, they don't want to have parents that are responsible. They want the government to be the nanny state. So therefore, because children can't control themselves and they share information, they have to lock it down because that'll then make everybody happy, right? That's what they're saying here, make everybody happy. And that'll then go on for a long time. So it's not just something they're going to do now. These new laws they're trying to put in effect will last for a long time. It becomes part of the norm of society that makes a change. And what does the old adage say? It says that those who control the children control the world, right? And so with this government in the United States completely ignoring the Constitution, they want to control your kids. And as you see here, they're making your kids change into something else. What they want. They control the narrative. They control what they can see. Therefore, they control the internet. And so they want you to believe the digital ID is to help protect your kids. So now when they talk down the road, they were going to have the exact same ideology. That's why Lily's there, number 33, communication. You follow me so far? That's what's going on because the 31, the 4, becomes a stable society of children who do what they're told. That's what they want you to believe. So the digital ID, according to them, is to help the kids. What's the reality of it all? It's basically to create a challenge because it's not just locking down kids. It's to put something in your path to stop you from what? Seeking alternative information. So it's not really about kids at all. The digital ID is about you being controlled. They need an obstacle in the way under the guise of something in order to shut down communication. All right? And again, the mountain's a 21. 3 is communication. I just said that. Now, the sun, isn't that funny how it's actually reversed in a sense, where in the same line you have the exact same cards, except the mountain here is a struggle. So they want to bring in this new way of sharing information that will not end. So basically, you're going to go against the Constitution. There'll be no more freedom of speech at all, right? And they're going to put a blocker in the way to stop you from speaking, from stop you from getting online unless you go along with their narrative. Because they want to push on, this is insane. They want to push on a new way to communicate. 12 birds. That brings them a gift. A gift of what? Total censorship and complete control. So the digital ID at the end of the day is about control and censorship. That's all it ever has been about. So even though they want you to think it's to protect your kids, it's not. It's to shut you down. They'll put something in the path that blocks you so that you can't communicate. And then when you do get over the blocker, the only communications left is government-sponsored communication. That's the gift they give to the world, you, what they want you to hear. And that makes them happy. See, sun, bouquet. What type of happiness? The ones that they give. Long time new communication after the blocker is over. And it's funny, too, because the sun actually brings challenges for us now. And this long time is going to be a new way they're going to communicate. Because you're not going to have the freedom you have today if they get away with it. That's why you have to shut down the digital ID right now. If you don't, then it's pretty much game over because the change is going to bring them in a new era of things that they want for themselves. This is how they get bribes and payoffs. That's the gift, right? They're being bribed by whom? By world governments, by world players, your Bill Gates, your Elon Musk, and so forth, because they want to shut you down. If you get the truth out, then they can't win. They can't move on to new nefarious adventures. It's time to hold these bastards accountable. Let's pull some dice here real quick to see what the dice say with the energy going on here. Got a 7. So that means that what they're trying to do with the digital ID is to have a 7 where they can see everything you're doing. They can assess everything. And that will bring them a sense of stability because they're going to only allow certain communication once it's locked down with your biometrics attached to it. That's pretty scary stuff, right? So I'm going to go ahead and pull some oracle cards as well here. This is called the Abandoned Oracle. And I'm not going to do a real long reading here. I think I'm going to do it for right now, for around 5 or so minutes. I don't need to go on and on about it. I just want to get a quick energy vibe of what the hell is really going on. And as you can see here, we have the feeding. That's a really interesting card because what it's telling us is they want to feed you their narrative. They want to give you what they want to feed. So what's that gift? It's what they want to share, and nothing more than that. They're locking you down because you're the experiment. You're the experiment to move into a socialist society, move into a society that is based on communism, a score system. You're the specimen. 16, 1 and 6 is a 7. Again, the dice shows 7. They can analyze you. Once you're in that jar, that specimen jar, they can track everything you want. So this is their play. This is their play. Are you going to go along with it? Or are you going to fight back and break it? I don't know what you're going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm not going to play along with it. I hope you don't either, because they think you're a child, you're an infant. To them, you're nothing. You're just a little infant, a little baby to do what you're told. If you don't do what you're told, they turn you off. They turn you off. Anyway, that's the reading I have right now for the energy around the digital ID nonsense I keep seeing pop up all over the internet. I want to do a quick reading on it just to see what the card says. And to me, this is my vibe. What's your vibe? And if you did enjoy this reading, head over to wordoftwist.com/subscribe. Join the newsletter of truth where I do a lot of insights. I do a lot of non-public type of things as well. So if you want, join as a member as well. You don't have to do a newsletter by yourself. You can be a member, which is free or pay. That way you get all the insights that you're not going to get in the public sector. All right. Anyway, until next time, that's all I got. I hope to see y'all in my next reading. All right. Bye, everyone.